Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, bonsoir. Ceux qui sont à l'arrière, comme mon ami Irfan Rahman, je sais qu'il a beaucoup de travail en ce moment. Est-ce qu'il peut se rapprocher? Ceux qui sont à l'arrière, approchez-vous s'il vous plaît. Ça nous évitera à parler à haute voix. Monsieur le Président par intérim, Bhandaari, Fazila Daoudiaou, vice-premier ministre, j'allais dire Kassam Yutim, qui est malade et qui ne sera pas des nôtres cet après-midi, mais il y a toujours quelqu'un d'autre qui est là, c'est Raoul Bhandaari. On est dans du boulage présidentiel, comme on dit. Irfan Rahman qui est là, merci d'être là malgré les obligations. Et si je n'ai oublié personne, Karimji aussi est là. Et monsieur Salem Beydoun qui est le consul honoraire de Maurice au Liban, qui est aussi présent ce soir. Et puis tous ces amoureux de la culture, j'allais dire tous ces amoureux du Briani, et là je commettrai manifestement un impair. C'est pas parce qu'il y a une majorité d'éléments de la communauté musulmane là ce soir que vous êtes tous friands du Briani. Vous aimez aussi de la bonne littérature, du moins je l'espère. Au nom de Nessi Parcotel, au nom de Julien Glane, son directeur, au nom de la librairie Petruswap, on vous souhaite la bienvenue pour le lancement de Bhandaari, Drama in English and Creole, par le président de la République. Il n'est un secret pour personne que Assad Bogla a été un fonctionnaire pendant plus de 35 ans et qu'il a écrit économiste de formation, spécialiste en commerce international de 81. Bon, il n'y a aucune coïncidence avec la date ici. De 81 à 2016, il a été au ministère et qu'en 2004, il a écrit un ouvrage savant, A Handbook of Trade Negotiations for Small Island Developing States, un projet UNDP, Université de West Indies. Il est évident que ce genre d'essai, ce genre de traité n'est pas les saveurs et le parfum d'un bon Briani. Alors quand je l'ai vu pour la première fois, on a pris rendez-vous, d'ailleurs son interview va passer dimanche dans Dimanche Culture. J'ai été étonné du titre Bhandaari, bon, ça va, on connaît. Et là, il m'a appris tellement de choses. Ce nom-là est à Maurice seulement qu'on qualifie de Bhandaari celui qui prépare le Briani. Alors qu'ailleurs, où le Briani a droit de citer, comme la capitale, on ne connaît pas ce nom-là, on ne connaît pas le préparateur, le grand chef du Briani, sous le nom de Bhandaari. Donc, moi, ça me réjouit qu'un haut fonctionnaire, qu'un grand commis de l'État ait trouvé du temps pour raconter une histoire. Il est évident, ce n'est pas un livre de recettes de Guy Félix, ce n'est pas un livre de recettes de païennes, hein, que tu as dû lancer de livres de toute manière, car Assad Bogla prend le prétexte d'une cuisine, d'une recette typiquement musulmane pour raconter une très belle histoire de tradition. Comment, par exemple, le Bhandaari en question, dont il s'est inspiré, parce que le personnage a existé, il est décédé, je crois, dans les années 60, comment cet homme se base, fait des efforts pour que la tradition soit respectée. Tant mieux pour nous, tant mieux pour ceux qui aiment, qui sait qui n'aime pas un bon Briani. D'ailleurs, j'ai été depuis ce matin en immersion islamique, si je peux m'exprimer ainsi, parce que j'ai eu vraiment l'insigne privilège d'interviewer une jeune poétesse en la personne de Imran Kadir, qui est là aujourd'hui, qui a écrit un recueil de poèmes qui sera lancé ce samedi par, j'espère que Kassam Yutim va se rétablir entre-temps. Ce recueil de poèmes sera lancé aujourd'hui. Et je me suis plu à faire la différence, parce qu'elle est musulmane. Voilà un ancien par rapport à elle, elle a 15 ans. Lui perpétue la tradition, en fin de compte, de la préparation du biryani, et elle, tout en s'inspirant de l'islam, écrit des poèmes tout à fait profanes, joue de la guitare et aime par-dessus tout aussi les Beatles. On ne peut pas faire mieux en termes de fusion, en termes de modernité. Et tout cela nous réjouit. Parce que là, vous n'êtes pas venu là pour m'entendre seulement. On va essayer d'accélérer nos mouvements. Et là, j'invite le président de la République, Bhandaari, à vous adresser et son discours. Ok, oui. Et après, ce sera au tour de Fazil. Donc, c'est Assad qui... toujours, il y a un impair quand on improvise. Je sais que c'est pas grave. Et Assad, l'auteur qui va vous adresser la parole. Assad.
Parler en anglais. His Excellency Mr. Bhandaari Vidéo, Acting President of the Republic of Mauritius, Honorable Fazila Chiwadariao, Vice Prime Minister, Mr. Rauf Bhandaari, please come nearer, Mr. Rauf Bhandaari, former Vice President of the Republic of Mauritius, His Excellency Dr. Syed Rizwan Ahmad, High Commissioner of Pakistan, Mr. Irfan Rahman, Electoral Commissioner, Mr. Ehsan Mahmood, Deputy Lord Mayor of Port List, Mr. Karimji, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Finlay Sales, I greet you all a good evening, and I wish to thank you all for gracing this event with your presence. This event, as Finlay Sales has said, is organized by the Petrus Rock Library of the Hennessy Park Hotel, which is playing a very important role in the promotion of Mauritian literature and in encouraging local artists. I am very thankful to the management and staff of Hennessy Park Hotel for hosting the launch of my book entitled Bhandaari. Finlay, in his introductory remarks, has given you a flavor of my book. But let me tell you, my book is not about the recipe of biryani. It is a deep sociological insight about a facet of the Mauritian folklore and traditions, personified by Bhandaari, the main character of the play. I would not like to delve too long on the content of the book. You will read the book, and I'm sure other speakers and personalities will comment on it. What I am going to do, I would prefer to tell you why I have written this book, and I have three reasons. First is the idea of sharing. We are living in a multicultural society, and it's very important to build bridges. Each component of the Mauritian society has its own tradition, has its own culture, has its own folklore. And I wanted through this Bhandaari to share with others what are our cultural values. And it is about something that you all do it in ordinary life, in every day, if you go to Defoe Street, everywhere, you find people of all community appreciating and relishing in this, without realizing to what extent this can be a kind of bond, a bridge between different communities of Mauritius. My second reason why I wrote this book is to promote intangible cultural heritage, which is under threat. It is going to vanish if we are not going to take care of it, if we are not going to take care, at least for the posterity, to know what is or what are our values. We are not against technology. We are for progress, but there are certain basic values that we need to retain. And we are talking about Bhandaari. It is a tradition of 400 years old, which has been transmitted generation after generation, from father to son or from mother to daughter. And it is not a common commodity. I wanted to say biryani is not a common commodity. It represents a wealth of tradition, a wealth of traditional knowledge personified by the Bhandaari, who is, to some extent, an artist himself. He's an artist, the way he cooks it. My third reason is opportunity to give a platform to the youth. Last time when I wrote the drama in Creole on Dr. Goumani, I saw that eagerness, that enthusiasm among the youth. They are willing to do something, but there is no platform. And if we don't take care, if we don't give opportunity to them, something tangible, something creative, they may fall in the trap of drug addiction or other vices. So that's why I said, let's unleash their potential and show their talents in theatrical arts. Now, although the subject of my book has linked with the Mughal tradition, my story is deeply immersed into the Mauritian tradition, with plenty of local colors and flavors. First, let me make a brief comment on the title of my book, which Finlay, I think, has already commented to some extent. Bhandaari is unique to Mauritius. I have traveled all over India, Pakistan, and elsewhere. I have never come across the term Bhandaari in these countries. And the term that they use for someone who cooks biryani or any dish is bawarchi or khansama. In Mauritius, we are the only country that we use the term Bhandaari. And you know why? It has a direct link with the maritime history of Indian Ocean or Mauritius. You know that the people of Mauritius, all of them were immigrants. They came by ships, and the European ships that were carrying the passengers, those people who were manning the ship, they were called Indian sailors or lascar. And when I researched into the glossary of lascars, those who were manning the ship, I found the word Bhandaari. And Bhandaari means someone who is in charge of Bhandar, means stock, and also who was in charge of cooking food for the sailors, for the lascars. And when they came very frequently in Mauritius, they interacted with the local. Some of them got married to the Mauritian, and this is how the tradition has continued in Mauritius. But of course, the others have contributed. The trading community, the Cockneys, the Maiman, and the Surti community, all of them have contributed in enriching this delicious dish. Second point about the story of my book. In the drama, it is a fiction. but I have drawn inspiration from real life, from a Bhandaari, which I have seen him when I was a kid. I have seen him in his routine action. He was indeed a Bhandaari de class. Always smart, always neatly dressed. He was a man ahead of his time. He was someone who was very refined. He had his gramophone at the pre-independent period. He was someone who was interested in poetry. So it is not Bhandaari that we talk about who is on the street at Marsan Briani. We are talking about Bhandaari, someone who is very cultured. Inayat Hussain Idan, who is, I saw him here, who was a neighbor to him, and I'm sure he is more senior to me. He must have witnessed more about that Bhandaari. Even my friend Shyam Sobaran, my friend, l'ambassadeur, he was my friend of childhood. He must have seen the real Bhandaari selling his gâteau piment, his bhajia, and gâteau kebab vegetarian, because he was very conscious of the Hindu population in Triolet, and he used to cook this kebab. Kebab is meant to be a meat-based dish. Is it not natural? Yeah. It is meant to be a meat-based dish, but he prepared kebab of vegetarian with different acid. I don't know how he did it. And today, no one has able to keep that secret. It has vanished. And fortunately, the recipe of biryani is here. And if you will allow me, I will relate it to biryani. Normally, you eat it with spoon or hand. The Bhandaari, the real Bhandaari, who was my neighbor, he had a Chinese neighbor. And they used to come with a Chinese bowl and with a chopstick, and they say, serve them biryani in the bowl. And they will say, can't you cook it a bit coarse so that they can, and you know, for a Bhandaari, if his rice is not fluffy, it's become coarse, he fails in his duty. That was my connection with the Bhandaari I'm talking. No kinship connection, I was just a neighbor. And that Bhandaari, sad part of the story, is that he did not have anyone. He did not have any kid. No one to inherit his tangible and intangible heritage. And to some extent, this appears in my drama. And my book, to some extent, is a tribute to the memory of this genuine Bhandaari. Now, let me come to thank some people, friends, who have helped me in this project of this book. I cannot mention all the names, but I will mention the main one. You know, our generation is more accustomed to pen and paper, and at times you will find my hand is faster than on the keyboard. So I had relied to Shifa Hubeka for typing all my text. Speaking Creole is very easy, but you will not realize the challenge in writing a good Creole with good orthography. And Christelle Achou, of the Creole speaking media, she helped me in the vetting of this book for the Creole orthography. I recognize the invaluable contribution of Mr. Rashid Niwa, who is not here. His team is rehearsing on this drama in Port Louis. It will be staged after Eid. So he gave me some very valuable advice about the consistency of the flow of the dramatic structure. You see this cover of this book. It is drawn by artist Nasreen Bano Ashik. Fantastic job, Nasreen. But I will tell you, when she was going to paint, she asked me what to do, what to paint. I say the cover should already give half of the message of the book when seeing it. I don't know, the readers will say whether she has been successful or not. But I will give you some more tips about when we were discussing. I told her to visit 2 historical places to get some clues about what she is going to paint. One is a place which is more than 100 years old. It is behind Batimex. It is an old structure, and once Irfan can witness, once every year we are hosted there for a traditional biryani with takkar and kashuman. It has a tree more than 100 years old with wooden sandal with nails on it, and I said she may get some inspiration from it, and that place is managed by Mr. Karim. Second place I wanted to get inspiration from is Amra Junas is here, Cesar Bhai is here, is the backyard of Juma Masjid, where every month on the 11th of the lunar calendar, a dozens of days is put there, where biryani is prepared. So finally she came with her own idea. I hope she has conveyed the idea that it wanted. I would also like to thank Mr. Faisal Dilou. You know, some of the instruments used, the traditional instrument to cook biryani, are no longer there. Last week my wife and myself went to the villages in Triolet, Trobis, Pointe-Document to look for the pestle mortar. And people, young generation, don't know what it is. So Faisal Dilou has drawn many of those instruments. It is in the book. And I would also like to thank some of my young friends who are of senior plus status, senior citizen plus status. You know, when you're a writer, you write. To go through the proofreading and reviewing the book, it becomes very difficult. It is not your eyes that read, it is the eyes of your mind, and it never notice any typo or any mistakes. So, Sam Sumudi, Mr. Enayat Hossein Idan, Mr. Mumtaz Emri, who is based in Canada, they reviewed my book. And the publication of this book would not have been possible without the sponsorship and help given by the Karimji Jivanji and company. I recognize the support of Mr. Karimji, Bashir Karimji, and Anil Karimji. The 2 last names I mentioned, they have apologized, they haven't been able to come here. I'm also grateful to Mr. Ahmad Suleiman and his team at Édition Les Printemps for facilitating the printing of the book. As earlier I mentioned, my book is not about recipe. But Mr. Ahmad Suleiman said, look, there are many people who are going to read your book. They will not know what is you're talking about. They need to have a background. So he convinced me to put at the end a recipe. And it was Mansoura Isani's recipe that's here. And Mansoura's Isani recipe, let me tell you, is symbolic. Because Mansoura Isani is a descendant of a Kokri family. They were the one who were running all the locality in Mauritius. I am also grateful to my wife and also members of my family for all the moral support. And I am Also thankful to the chairman of the ICC. He is undergoing an eye operation, he has not been able to come. And board members and staff of ICC for all the support extended to me. And in particular, I would mention the name of Mr. Twaher Badula. Twaher Badula's name, I discovered, is part of this immigration history of the Indian Ocean. He is one of the rare or the sole family who traces his origin in Ceylon, Sri Lanka. It has to do something to do with tea connection. So now I thank you for your kind attention. Maybe I have been very long, but I haven't talked about the content of my book, but something around. I hope this will help you to appreciate. And I thank all those guests that have come here to attend this function. My ex-colleagues at the International Trade Division, at the Chamber of Commerce, and from the business community, all of them here. Thank you for your presence. And
Mr. Azad Bagla, this evening is yours. His Excellency Mr. Bhalan Pile, Acting President of the Republic of Mauritius, Mr. Rauf Benden, former Vice President of the Republic of Mauritius, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed, High Commissioner of Pakistan, Mr. Eshan Mahmoud, Deputy Lord Mayor Port-Louis, Mr. Karim Karimji, Mr. Finlay Sales, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum, good evening. Happy to join you this evening to launch the book entitled Bhandaari by Mr. Azad Bagla. Congratulations to Mr. Bagla for a successful book launch. I must say that after your book on the life and achievement of Dr. Idris Lumani, Bhandaari is another wonderful contribution of knowledge in the field of Mauritian literature. This book, in fact, fully captures the diversity of Mauritius while highlighting the unique local folklore. I have had the chance to go through the book. Believe me, it is full of humor and satirical remarks on the specificities of our society. Mr. Bagla, you have made it a relatable and enjoyable piece of literature. Who doesn't know the term Bhandaari? After all, the Bhandaari is very much part of Mauritian folklore. Many of us would not have realized that the Bhandaari is deeply tied to our cultural heritage until and unless he is brought center stage in the book. Mr. Bagla, you did an excellent job by underlying the simple habits of Mauritian people. The Bhandaari is always omnipresent and has the delicate responsibility of satisfying everyone by cooking the perfect biryani. I'm sure, like me, you were amused and delighted by the Bhandaari, adamant as he is to maintain strict rules with regards to how biryani is prepared. In fact, the Bhandaari easily loses patience with his assistants and apprentice, Manav. In his eyes, biryani is no joking matter. He gets annoyed when Manav places the deck in a, I must say, crude manner and easily jumps to conclusion of sabotage. So the book also highlights how biryani cuts across all cultural boundaries in Mauritius, as has been rightly pointed out by the author, Mr. Bagla, and is very much part of our common Mauritian culture. Who among us does not enjoy a plate of delicious steaming hot biryani? After all, biryani is a meal for all occasions, irrespective of our origins. The book therefore becomes a wonderful tribute to our national unity and cross-cultural ties. Today's events give us the opportunity to pay tribute to the art of literature and the beauty of the written word. We are all lovers of the written word. As such, we understand the importance of celebrating and at the same time promoting Mauritian literary talent. The beauty of literature lies in the astute use of words to bring a story to life. Of course, it requires imagination and knowledge, but also hard work and discipline. I must also point out that Mr. Bagla has masterfully assembled several ingredients of the traditions and folklore of the Muslim of Mauritius in a drama full of humor, satire and action. So the next step, you have just informed us, will be to see Bhandaari brought to life on stage. So I'm sure, like me, you are all impatiently awaiting the opportunity to see this drama being performed. With its colorful characters and conversation, it is sure to be a treat for any Mauritian audience. So in closing, allow me once again to thank Mr. Bagla for the book. I wish you well for in your future endeavors. And at the same time, I hope to see more of your work in the future. And I seize this opportunity to wish you all Ramzan Mubarak.
Vice Prime Minister, Your Excellency, the former Vice President, Excellencies, Ambassadors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have the great honor in a moment to proceed with the launching of the book along with the Vice Prime Minister of the book written by my good friend Asad Bagla. We are here assembled at Petrosmok. The title of a book of Malcolm de Chazal. So we are fully in the world of culture. Since independence, we in Mauritius, we all know what great progress we have made economically. And this has been due to the fact that we have diversified our economy. And we are here now, 51 years after independence, having a better standard of living. What does a better standard of living mean? It's a better way of life, a better culture of life. So, economics is only a means to an end. The end is life, is the quality of our life. And when we speak of quality of life, we have to include quality of food also. I enjoy eating biryani, like all of you, I'm sure. But this book on Bhandaari, the maker of the biryani, is not so much on the biryani itself, but it is used as a medium for a play. And theatre is another aspect of culture. We human beings, what differentiates us from animals is the fact that we have a mind that can think and create, and we have a heart that can feel, and all these are expressed in literature. So I would like here to congratulate my friend Asad Bagla for contributing to our national literature. I've spoken of diversification of the economy, and that the end is quality of life, is culture of life. But more and more I'm hearing, and I'm happy to see that people are referring to culture and what a rich culture we have in Mauritius as that can become a pillar, an economic pillar in itself. So this is what we'll have to work on now. How through the richness of our diverse cultures, make of culture an economic pillar. And therefore, I'm very happy that our friend Asad Bagla has contributed towards this end. Thank you for your attention.